It's the quality of our products and our service. It's always been our number one benchmark is to turn out high quality products in less than 24 hours, custom generated, user designed products that are high quality and something that someone would expect to buy in a high-end department store, delivered to their home just a few days later. So that's always been our main benchmark and key point of differentiation, I think.
I think another point of differentiation is we actually have an army of sellers that are out there evangelizing and making profit from Zazzle. So there are stories of folks on Zazzle that are earning enough income to quit their jobs, or earning enough income that when they got laid off, that they focus on it full time, and it became more meaningful for them. There's one story where one of our sellers was trying to get pregnant, and the funds from her Zazzle earnings enabled her to go through the in vitro process, and now she's pregnant with the Zazzle baby. So lots of really cool stories of of sellers that are really engaging in the platform that we've created. That it's not just us trying to go out there and find customers; it's us enabling other people to really go out there, get customers of their own, and be enterprising entrepreneurs. I think there's been a trend for mass customization. Buyers don't just want the same thing that everybody else has, and what Zazzle does is it enables you to, whether you want to create your own or customize one of the 32 billion products we have on site. It really enables them to get something unique and custom, and I think that's been probably one of the fastest growing segments of our business, the custom business. And I think just in general, that's a big trend we're seeing in the U.S. and hopefully the rest of the world. So when thinking about retention, I think retention is more of a measurement, sort of what happens to customers as a metric. The way I think Zazzle thinks about retention is more about how are we satisfying customers. It's about delighting them, and I think building trust. So when we focus on those topics and questions, sort of, are customers happy? Are they satisfied? Are we delighting them? I think that's when retention follows. And obviously you do things like emails and segmented strategies and whatnot. But at the end of the day, if you're not providing a great product and great service, you're not going to get happy and returning customers.
I think one of the biggest mistakes, obviously, that online retailers make when it comes to retention is to not think about it before they even acquire that customer in the first place. From the moment you first acquire a customer, you need to be thinking not just about converting him that first time, but keeping him as a long-term customer and retaining him and making them come back and purchase again. And it should permeate everything that you do as part of your online marketing strategy.
But just to add to that, I think what I've seen retailers specifically fail at is to think of customers as one big bucket, as opposed to sort of thinking about the segments and the different behaviors and life stages of customers. So really thinking through how to speak to people, how to talk to them at the right time, at the right place is critical. And I think that's probably one of the areas that we've tried to improve on most, and how I think a lot of retailers can probably focus their attention. There are pockets of great success. I've talked to some retailers that are doing a fantastic job of really focusing on the customer and using all the latest tools to bring the best experience as possible. What I think, and I think what's troubling is that Australian consumers are ready to buy. I think what we've seen when we launched our .com.au site was actually one of our strongest growing international domains. So the demand is there, it's pent up. I've heard that 62% of online transactions happen to foreign companies, not domestically with the So I think there's a lot of opportunity that just isn't being fully taken advantage of.
I think one thing that Australian retailers are doing very well is they may be a little late to the game versus markets like the UK or the USA, but they are being really, really smart about learning from some of the earlier mistakes of online merchants in those earlier markets, to take to heart those mistakes that some of us made in the USA and in the UK. And again, that's been a real common theme throughout this conference this year. Is Australian retailers, yes, they may be getting a little bit of a late start, but they're starting with all that additional knowledge, which is a real asset, I think, and will prove to be a real building block, powerful building block for them to accelerate and grow very, very quickly. What can online retailers in Australia do better? Do more. Get moving. Get online. Take control of the market here in Australia, which has a huge appetite. It may not be obviously the size of the e-commerce market in the States or even in the UK, but there are plenty of shoppers, consumers here in Australia who are ready to buy. The sheer size of the country and the remoteness of some of its geography makes it right for online buying. There are plenty of folks in Australia who don't have access to a lot of those stores and commerce, and they need to go online. They want to go online. That's at least from our perspective. It seems like a landscape that's really ripe for success.
I think mobile is probably the big one. Immediately, there's just the slew of sort of products that are coming out that enable you to do so much more than you used to be able to do is really impacting retailers a lot. And I think it's not for everyone, but it's relevant for a lot of people. And I think the other way I'd answer that question is, in 12 months, who knows what else might come, and that's the exciting part of being in the business that we are in. It's constantly evolving, constantly changing, and 2 years ago, who really did much twittering or tweeting, but those things that come up, I think, are interesting.
Yeah, Bob made that point this morning in his keynote, and he used a 5-year window, but it's accurate certainly within just 1 year. Who knows what the future holds in this industry? It's exciting, and with it comes opportunity.